Hello there everyone, this is Mark III and welcome to a workshop upload video. Yes indeed, it's been a while since I've done one of these, isn't it? But yep, here we go. This is just a flat out workshop upload built off my own bat, so it's like the thing, yeah. Okay, as you can see, we've got running around here a small, compact, laser-armed thrustercraft of some vague description. This is the 21K. Very originally named because it costs about 21K to deploy. But, well, if you want to have a look at it, you can get it in the workshop down below. There's a link in the description of the video. Anyway, what is this thing? Well, it costs 21K, as I said. It's basically it's my attempt to make a cheap, compact, laser-armed craft to just generally annihilate things. And at the moment, I'm actually recording this on a charge in Quest for Nessa. I built this thing and then I just sent it straight at the Deepwater Guard base, and it's like wandering off that way and trying to murder all the things. Though it's currently flying backwards because it's trying to do. It's just trying to get itself organised again. But it's a thrustercraft, and let's actually get the speed back up to full. There it is, turning around. Yeah, wasn't too happy there, but yep, here it comes. Loves to weave and bob around a bit because it's a tiny bit unstable when it tries to turn. But it's got plenty of power to spare, and it's kind of agile, so it's kind of nice. As you can see, it just loves to go weavy, weavy, weavy. Anyway, let's get into this thing. Switch you to battle mode. No, you're an air vehicle. Thank you. Begin. Right, the 21K laser crafts. Switch you to combat mode. And as you can see, it's already engaging with its twin blue laser turrets. This thing is really an escort class craft. Its lasers are consistently powerful, as in they'll do like I believe it's like 40 odd AP, and they do a couple of thousand damage a shot, things like that. They're especially good against lighter opponents, but as you can see, it's just weaving all over the place. And as it gets closer, it focuses all of its laser power into whichever laser turret is available, and it just called out that particular enemy fortress on its way. Like it was nothing really, because technically it was. But yeah, decent accuracy, fair rate of fire. This thing actually has that's new. I didn't know it did that. It's been a while since I played Nessa. Okay, so let's switch you back to fleet mode, so you'll continue on the way.
And fly with fleet.
Okay, let's show you what this thing is. So, forward propulsion is a triad of large jets in a very compact frame, which actually gives this thing a top speed of around 70 meters per second. And then its inherent instability and compact nature, oh geez, someone else is coming in, makes it, as you see, bob and weave around the place. So it makes it actually very hard to predict with incoming ballistic shots. So, you know, projectiles have a bit of trouble against it. Then it's got its sloped metal hull as a defensive measure on top of its agility. And it also has, when it's in battle, it has an array of deflector shields too. Now, missiles might be its weakness. I've not really tested it out against missiles. Let's take a bit of manual control. Oh, they've run out of fuel, so that doesn't really matter too much, does it? But, yeah. As you can see, it's got one under-facing turret, one over-facing turret, and they are very accurate because this craft actually has a lot of detection equipment mounted on the sides. So it can be very, very precise. Incoming missiles. Nope, missed it. There you go. It's trying to maintain its distance, just turning here, there, and everywhere. Even the rapid-fire autocannons are not doing very much to actually hit it. But it's going after the boat rather than the aeroplane. Can't say I blame it, really. Oh no, it took a missile. No, it's absolutely fine. Because there's a lot of metal armour towards the back of it. Anyway. I said this thing's got a decent laser on it. Let's catch up and check. Where is it? It's just circling around shooting the thing right now. Doesn't really care about missiles like that. They won't penetrate it too much. Anyway, its laser is... where is it? Let's bring up F9. Yeah, it's doing consistently 100 AP and 4,000 damage per shot. Because when only a single laser is firing, the craft's onboard power system, which is rated at 6,500 max power when it's not running hot, 6,300 when fully active. Oh look, it just called out the AI of that thing. There we go. That's really powerful. 4,000 damage a shot, 100 AP, so it can gut lighter targets with its lasers, or if there's multiple targets, or it's far enough away for its other weaponry to come to bear, then it can fire off both shots at about half the strength, but the engine can fully recharge the laser between shots. This is actually going to be an interesting test because it's against this guy. However, it's circling, which is keeping the missiles from really hitting, so it's just going, hey, look at me! Poke, 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 effectively. Yeah, off it goes. Now, such a compact frame, it's actually built around a big fuel engine which takes up the rear half of the craft along with fuel supplies. This thing is meant to be cheap, cheerful, and kind of powerful. And yeah, as you can see, the cannons just aren't having any luck against it. The missiles are trying to track it. It's actually a pretty big heat source with those engines, but it doesn't really care too much. So it's just like, hey, look at me! Oh, you can't shoot at me, such a shame. Yeah, completely immune to cramps because of its speed. And it's just like, yep, can't hit me, ha ha ha. But that thing is very slowly getting whittled down because it doesn't have much offensive firepower. It's a low power laser craft, so it's more about being precise and just disabling the enemy crafts with precision striking more than anything else. But that said, this guy has got 68,000 fuel, so that's a lot of fuel stored. This guy hasn't even hit it yet. Oops, there goes one of their ammo reserves. And it's running right now at about 38, so it's getting towards 45% of its fuel expended. And it is most of the way to the Deepwater Guard base, actually. It fully loaded it on fuel there, and then it's just flown straight and murdered everything within range. So, yeah, that's actually how effective it is. It's pretty good against basic opponents. Guided weaponry and instant hit weaponry are probably its biggest weaknesses. So let's see, let's press P to get you at it. Yeah, as you can see, there's the big fuel tanks here. Here's the big fuel engine just kicking along here. It's not very efficient. It's only like 75 power per fuel at full throttle. And it peaks 84 because it's a injector engine. But under normal operation, it actually doesn't take very much. It doesn't take very much, even when the craft is flying around full speed, traveling on the world map, because it's just doesn't care basically. The engine is just barely ticking over when this thing is in motion. It only really starts to deplete fuel at a big rate when it gets into a battle like this, because it's running the laser and it's running the deflector shielding, which kicks in as soon as there's an enemy for it to engage. So that's why its fuel reserves are dipping quite steadily, because it's against a bigger opponent, so it's having a bit of trouble taking it out. Several of these, though, would be able to do that quite nicely. It's got full complex controller controls, so it's UJHK to control it. The AI has got the ACBs required, so it doesn't get confused, so the AI can control it as well, as you can see. It's just happily buzzing around, and notice that the fuel consumption has suddenly massively dropped now that the battle is actually over and the offensive systems can power down again. So yeah, this thing is now at about half fuel. It can only carry 7,500 resources, but that's enough to do some initial founding with localized resources on, and it's definitely enough to repair quite a bit of damage to this craft actually. So let us continue.
Moving out.
Keep moving if you would be so kind. Leaving those materials behind you. Oh jeez. That's another 7,000 materials right there because of the size of the enemies that got taken out. But yeah, it's just really compact design. You sit in the back where the controls are. You can take manual control if you want. The PIDs are back here because it's all PID stabilized. It's got full AI settings. It tries to get to 150 and then it's like circles there, just waving back and forth. But in general motion, as you can see, it loves to spin around back and forth a bit as it tries to work out where it's going. Just makes it more unpredictable as it goes. Let's do combat mode. We'll show you one more fight on this thing, and then that'll wrap it up for this demonstration video. It's about 10 minutes, so that's, you know, okay. You can't see it, so switch you back to fleet mode, just get over there. I will say one thing for it, this craft doesn't like straight lines. Not much at all. Okay, last battle, here we go. Just show you what the 21k can do. And off it goes. Bopping along at 72 meters per second. Ooh, incoming missiles. Doesn't care about the cram. The missiles are impacting, but it's got relatively decent metal armor, so it's actually taking that okay. And then the precision strikes coming into play just there because, you know, it can see things and then shoot at them. While the missiles are catching up, the rear of the craft is almost solid metal, so it's really tough back there. And oh look, this big guy has actually already had its AI called out, so now it's against the little guy. It actually struggles a bit against these because the AI is under the water, but it's good at figuring out where the AI is because it's got a lot of detection gear on it. Oh, yep, there goes something. There go the missiles, blown in half, 2 damaged, dying. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, full detection suite. It's got laser rangers, it's got gimbal cameras, and just to pick up the enemies in general, it's got radars, and then that's mirrored on the other side of it. So, perfectly good detection for aiming its high precision weaponry. But yeah, this has been the 21k, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you find this vehicle interesting and or a curio to have a look at, because I'm quite happy with this thing. It's the first of my quote-unquote current designs. Designs I have rebuilt and or created with my current understanding of the game, when most of my stuff is pretty outdated. So this is my first true workshop creation in some time. The 21k. If you want it, as I said before, workshop link down below. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later.